Have you been affected negatively by the block?
Yes.
And how have you been affected negatively?
My privacy's gone
Yeah.
for about 5-6 months. The noise has been over.
Negatively blocks a little bit of the sky.
Traffic and noise from the block when it was being. The noise was quite horrendous sometimes. That people continually parked down there. There were builders or whatever, and we had to keep getting them to move because it's very quite dangerous coming out of our garage with them parked there right in front of us. Not a park, and they kept doing it.
It's mainly negatively. The first thing was we didn't know about it until it was too late.
So it happened, you didn't really get a say?
We didn't get any say whatsoever.
Being living in flats,
Yes.
this area here is really my only little private space.
Yeah.
And before the block started, the only house that I could see was the big one over there.
Okay.
Over there were trees.
Because they used to that's the original house, isn't
That's
it? Just
the original house, yeah. Over there were trees. This house here, there was an original house there which was much further back, much lower down, and further away.
Mm-hmm.
They took the old one away and brought this one in, and that one is now twice as long as the original.
Okay.
It's twice as high, and it's twice as close to the boundary.
And I'm just assuming that one blocks out some morning sun.
Well, that one takes some of the morning sun.
Yeah.
But now this one here has got a deck out from this veranda.
Yeah.
So when people are on the deck, they're just looking straight in here.
So your privacy really has gone.
It has gone.
Okay. And how about the noise? Has that been?
Well, then I don't know what it's going to be like in the future, but iWorks kept on saying to us, but the noise, it's no worse than any building site. Well, it was. There wasn't one house being built.
There's 4.
There were 4. And there were professional builders there all the time. And there were contestants. And there were filming crews.
Mm-hmm.
And there was camera drones buzzing overhead. The other thing that affected us negatively, which the owner of that flat, of the house at the front, is a new owner.
Yeah.
And the driveway is a common drive serving we 3 in these flats and that house. And unbeknownst to us, he made a bargain with the block to use his front as a car park.
Mm-hmm.
And then having organised that, he then told us what he'd done, thinking
So he'd already organised it,
but
not
he'd
really
already
talked.
organised it, so it was a done deal. Well, there were five extra cars coming in, so that meant that the driveway was taking twice as many vehicles. In about a week, the driveway was broken up. It was just a mess.
Okay. Yes.
But you see those people over there, it's just in your face all the time.
Yeah.
And of course these ones here on this deck are so much closer. You can hear what they're talking about when they're there. So
your privacy really has gone. Do you reckon that will devalue the house?
I think so. When we complained about it and represented the block said, but we weren't complaining about our price being devalued, but we were complaining about the noise and so forth. And they said, but your property will be increase in value because of the block being there. And we just laughed because it was obviously going to devalue. They'd been working there for a good 2 months, I suppose, and we hadn't, apart from hearsay, because they hadn't started building yet, they just had machines on there flattening everything in sight. And we knew by hearsay what it was going to be, but the block had never approached us.
So they'd never said anything until 2 months in?
And then there was an article in the Sunday Herald, and the headline said, TV houses excite locals. And they had about 2 comments made from locals. Well, I wrote a letter to the Sunday Herald, and I said, well, this local is certainly not excited. And anyway, it was immediately that I'd written that letter was the first deal we got from the block. They came
As
in
soon as
and
you
saw
wrote that
me.
letter.
Until that letter appeared, we hadn't heard anything from the block.
All of a sudden, I lost some of my morning sun, and I lost my privacy.
Don't you think your property will increase in value?
No, I don't.
Why not?
Not at all. A, because I have a lot of privacy that's gone, and B, because I've lost a lot of sun in the morning. We told them, I think, they never ever considered we should give permission. We were considered a minor. It would be a minor disturb higher than they should be. Initially, we had a lot of trouble with the drive because the guy in that house let them use the drive and his area for parking. If I had the power, I would say find somewhere else.
I would have thought the council could have done a bit more about policing the parking and things out the front there and making sure they didn't park where they shouldn't have. And so because it became quite dangerous with both sides of it was parking both sides, and and big trucks coming and things. It was quite dangerous at times.
Yeah.
I was expecting someone to, in fact my cat got killed.
I think it's a bad location for a lot of reasons. It's a bad location because of the road.
Could be positive or negative. Somewhere else?
Yeah, I mean, it did add extra traffic. I mean, the open day was a bit of a pain in the ass, but we were blocked in.
The old house the way it was before.
Not there. Go away.
Somewhere else.